Hey everybody, Greek Geek here, back with another video. Today we've got a special announcement that was just made by DC Comics. We are finally getting some more John Byrne Man of Steel. This time we're going to get it in the form of a DC Finest. Yes, I know, still not an omnibus, but I'm going to tell you why I'm so excited about this, what this means. Hint, it's not good for the resellers on eBay. So let's get into it. Yes, it was just announced coming in November is a DC Finest Man of Steel Volume 1, Book 1 by John Byrne. Why is this so important? This book right here, I still have the plastic wrap on it because I was only able to find one. Went up like hotcakes not that long ago. There's 4 volumes of this original John Byrne hardcover set. And volumes 1 through 3 were popping up at Ollie's last year for $12.99, and people like me were grabbing them thinking that we could find volume 4. No, cannot find volume 4. That alone would sell for $150, $200. You've seen recent listings go for between $250 and $350. Do not buy that, okay? We're not getting the omnibus. An Absolute was announced recently that comes out in October between $70 and $100. And the DC Finest price point is around $40, although you can typically find it cheaper from panel-bound books, cheapgraphicnovels.com, even Amazon sometimes. I always put links in my videos. But is this an earth-shattering, groundbreaking run? No. But those of us that grew up with Superman and reading it in the 80s and 90s, it's a very solid run. This is the post-crisis start of Superman where he's kind of depowered. We get an updated origin and just kind of makes him more of a grounded, interesting character than this completely bulletproof, undefeatable character. But there is hope for an omnibus in the future. The Absolute, supposedly, DC will use the proceeds of the sales to upgrade the color restoration, the scans. So they wouldn't be doing all this if an omnibus wasn't coming. But here's the conundrum for those of us who are omnibus collectors and just want to read. We started out some really lean years with Superman, but last year we got the Triangle Volume 1, which I read. And before that was the Exile Omnibus. I still have this sealed because between the Exile Omnibus and Triangle 1, there's a gap. That gap is coming later on with Brainiac Reborn. So if you're kind of OCD like me and you want to read in order, it becomes a bit of a problem. And I have not picked up Volume 2 of the Triangle Omnibus because I've got all those in single issues. We get into the Death in Return into Volume 3 as well. Volume 3 has gone from $150 retail to $175. So the omnibuses are getting to be a little bit insane here. And going the Finest route, if you guys have seen some of my other videos before, absolutely love the DC Finest. They look great. They're usually about 600 pages. And they hold up well, good bindings. And like I said, you can get them for under $30 on release day. DC has started with the pre-Triangle era Superman time and time again. So it looks like they're going to continue that. If you want to go that route, I'm going to have a mismatched shelf with omnibuses and the DC Finest. But we're going to get the Byrne Man of Steel in November. You've got to believe they're going to continue with those. So you can fill in your holes in your post-crisis Superman lineup and not be spending $100 up to $150 or $175 on the omnibuses. And as always, as I said, this is teaching us a lesson with these Man of Steel hardcovers. No need to spend $350 on the set. You know, there's always going to be a reprint. There's always going to be some new format coming out. I know, like I said, the OCD, the omnibus, the hardcover, I prefer that as well, but I just want to read the story. I'm not going to be able to revisit these multiple times to read. My backlog is already huge. So I'm going to go this DC Finest route. I'm going to stick with the Omnis that I have, go with the DC Finest route with these Man of Steels, see how far they go. But let me know what you're collecting. Have you been going down the Triangle Omnibus and Triangle Volume Omnibus rabbit hole and continuing that? What do you think about these price hikes? Are you going to go the route of the DC Finest? As always, I will put referral links to in my description for all the books that I discuss. I will put a discount code for you to Panel-Bound Comics. You'll get $2 off. Check that out. So comment, like, and subscribe. Tell me, how are you collecting this Superman run that we've got here? Very exciting news for all of us Superman fans. Like I said, it was lean years for a long time. We're eating good right now. DC is cooking with the DC finest. All the new releases coming. Keep it coming, DC. As always, please comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.